So the time has finally come for me to get started on the game room. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dress this wall. That's going to be where I'm going to be putting all my games. So I'm going to have shelves that go the entire length of this wall here. The idea is to have the TV, consoles and so on over there. I'm going to have a work area on this wall, and then outlets, of course, all over the place. But because there's so much stuff, this is all my game collection. I have to start in segments. So the first piece is going to be this wall here, as well as this wall right here. I'm going to have a little outlet at the bottom. I had to finish up the mudroom here first, so this is pretty much all done. I just need to basically finish up the drywall, but this is now a usable space. So I'm going to take all of that knowledge and experience and do this part right here. So hopefully I can achieve to do all that today, because I don't have a natural light source. Well, I only have a natural light source. So let's not waste any more time and get started right away. So as you can see, I've finished putting up the insulation for this wall, and I've also put up a couple of nailing strips. They actually serve two purposes. The first is basically to secure the insulation against the brick wall, so that the glue can actually, you know, adhere. Secondly, they make it possible for me to create these vertical lines, which basically takes up the space for studs. So these are every 16-inch, and that allows me to put shelves and other stuff securely onto the wall here. Those will not be going anywhere. And as an added bonus, because of the way that these are designed, you can see that I've got channels. So if I wanted to have electricity, which I do want to, I'm going to have a couple of outlets at the bottom here. So I can basically just make a hole in the ceiling and feed the cable all the way down, or, you know, across underneath. So regardless where I want to put a cable at this point, I can do so. And then the drywall is going to go on the top of this. So it's been a day since I did all of this. Today I'm going to be putting up the electrical and then put the drywall on top. So you can see I've put out 4 outlets on this wall, even though this is where the majority of my video game collection is going to be. I do want to have some outlets, just, you know, I'd rather have more outlets than fewer. So I'm going to put up 4 single outlets over here. So my original plan was to have the cable going from the outlet up through the channels here and then through the ceiling into the breaker box from there. However, if you look over here, you can see that one of the ceiling trusses is going right there, and it butts straight up against this, which means that by drilling up, I'm basically going to enter that truss, that 2x4 up there. I could, you know, come out at the, like, in front of the 2x4, but then that wouldn't be hidden by the drywall. So now I've had a change of plans, so I'm going to connect these in a series, going all the way over here, and then on this wall I'm going to be mounting an extra set of outlets behind the door frame here, and then that's going to go up through these and into the electrical outlet up there. So that's my current plan. So I'm going to have 5 outlets on this wall here. So it all works out. So this is currently how it looks. So we've got wires going to and from every electrical outlet here, leading into this box, and then up through the ceiling, where I'm going to connect it to a junction box at a later time. But this means that I can now cover up the walls. Did run into a problem here. Originally I was thinking of having the wire down there, but I hit one of the nails, so I just lifted that up, centered it, and made it work. But yeah, now comes to drywalling. Now you can also see that I did the corner piece right here. The reason for that is so that when I do the drywalling, I can actually push it all the way over there, because otherwise the corner wouldn't be exactly level. There would be pieces there that wouldn't have insulation. So I just did a quick area right here, and I'm pretty lucky. This is an old garage, and this was the brackets for the garage doors. And as you can see, that actually fits flush here. So that means that I can use that as a stud later on. But yeah, the drywalling is going to be the next part here. I'm just using the back of my truck here as a work table. So I have one sheet of drywall laid out, and I know the length it needs to be thanks to the studs that I've put in. So if you haven't cut drywall before, it's really easy. You just need a couple of tools, measuring tape, a X-Acto blade, or utility knife, ruler. I have one that's 4 feet, which is exactly the width of this, so that's perfect, and a couple of clamps to hold the ruler down while you're cutting. Now, in my haste of putting up the drywall, I forgot one crucial thing, the outlet. Now, I meant to put the drywall on top of the outlet. I got a Dremel tool here with a drywall tip that is used to cut out the hole of the, basically the outlet, but it makes it super flush, so there's no guessing where the outlet is. It just follows the contours just like you know, like a router would. But I forgot to mark where it's at. Now I know that it is on this pillar, or stud. So it goes down, and it should be about there-ish. But to avoid that in the future, I've marked all of the locations here with some electrical tape, and I should have done that the first time. But anyways, let's do our best to cut that out. And there you have it, a nice clean cut. I did damage this piece right here a little bit, but you know, and it wobbled a little on the top, but still, from not knowing where that was, I think that was acceptable. So for this wall over here, I'm going to use fiberglass insulation to go in between the studs. And you can also see here that I ran out of drywall at the top there. I do have one big sheet left, but I'm going to use that to cover this area. And then I'm going to cut off the overhang, and that's going to go over there. However, I also need to take this down again because I need to put an additional frame like this over here in the joint, because right now there's only screws on that side. There's no support on these sides right here, so you know, I can easily push to that here, but I ran out of these as well, so I will have to buy more. But these I've just put there temporarily, so that when I put the drywall up over here, I can push that against this to get the size that I need. I can easily screw these out again and remove, and then put the 1x3 nailing strips down here to kind of hold this in place. Well, here we go. That's all of that finally taken care of. So I've done one full wall, and then the corner over there, and placed the sockets for the, or cutouts I should say, for the outlets. So this room is so big that I would have to take this in sections, mainly because I can't reach everything over there. I mean, I still have the garage door like support over there. Managed to remove it over here on this side, but I do have to take it off over there. But in order to get to it, I have to move all of that stuff up against here. So I guess this is going to be a little series, because I'll have to take this wall by wall by wall and move stuff where where I don't need it. So right now I can start putting this over here. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I promise that there will be more videos in the future, console gaming related and so on. It's just, this is kind of a priority. I need to get my workspace done and complete before I can do anything else. So